There's something I need to tell you about the most shocking story I've ever heard. A man who had everything, family, house, brilliant career, lost absolutely everything because of a single decision. But what happened when he hit rock bottom will leave you speechless. Stay with me until the end, because this transformation will completely change your perspective on starting over. Marcus was 34 years old and seemed to have the perfect life. Successful civil engineer, house in a gated community, wife who loved him, 2 small children who ran to hug him every time he came home from work. On social media, they were that family everyone envied. But behind the smiles and the photos, Marcus hid a secret that started innocently. Just to relax after work, he told himself when he opened the first beer. Then it was 2. Then it was whiskey. Then Marcus couldn't count anymore. Alcohol had become his best friend and his worst enemy. The fall was fast and brutal. First, it was being late to work. Hangover, he lied. Then, projects started having gross errors. Marcus, who was once recognized for precision, now delivered work that even he didn't understand. "You're not the same person anymore," his wife, Anna, said on a cold Tuesday night, with eyes red from crying. "I'm fine, Anna. It's just a phase." "A phase?" "Marcus, you drank at our 5-year-old daughter's birthday party. In front of the other children." That was the first of many arguments that would end with slamming doors and sepulchral silence. 6 months later, Marcus was fired. The official reason: excessive absences and low performance. The real reason: he had shown up drunk to a meeting with millionaire investors. His wife left, taking the children. The house went to the bank. Friends disappeared. Marcus, at 35, was sleeping in his car, parked in front of a 24-hour bar, with $30 in his pocket and an empty bottle on the passenger seat. It was on a Sunday morning that everything changed. Marcus woke up in the car, as always, but this time something was different. There was a note stuck on the windshield. "I don't know who you are, but I've seen you here many nights. If you need to talk, I'll be at the church on the corner at 10 a.m. It's not about religion. It's about not giving up. Roberto." Marcus crumpled the paper. Threw it in the trash. But something inside him, maybe desperation, maybe curiosity, made him go back, pick up the note and walk to the small church. Roberto was 50 years old and had been sober for 8 years. "I was just like you," he said, without judgment. "I lived on the streets for 2 years. Lost family, job, dignity. Lost everything, except one thing." "What?" "The possibility of starting over." Roberto didn't preach. Didn't judge. Just shared his own story of destruction and reconstruction. Rock bottom has one advantage, Marcus. From there, you can only go up. The journey back wasn't a Hollywood movie. It was 90 days in a rehabilitation clinic. 90 days facing demons, cold sweats, vomiting, sleepless nights, group therapy where Marcus had to admit out loud, "My name is Marcus and I'm an alcoholic." The first weeks were hellish. Marcus wanted to quit every day. But Roberto visited religiously, every Thursday, at 2 p.m. How do you manage to come here every week? Marcus asked during one of those visits. Because someone did this for me when I was in your place. And because I remember what it's like to be at rock bottom alone. On the 60th day, something clicked in Marcus's mind. For the first time in years, he woke up and did not think about drinking. He thought about living. On the 90th day, he left the clinic with a plan. 2 years later, Marcus was in a meeting room again. But this time, not as an engineer. As a coordinator of a recovery center for chemical dependence. My name is Marcus, I'm 37 years old and I've been sober for 2 years, he said to a group of 15 people who looked at him with the same hopelessness he once had. I lost everything. House, family, career, dignity. But I discovered something nobody told me, sometimes you need to lose everything to find who you really are. Among the 15 people, there was a 25-year-old young man, sleeping in his car, with $50 in his pocket. Exactly like Marcus 2 years before. After the meeting, the young man approached. How did you know I needed to hear this today? Because someone knew that I needed to hear it 2 years ago. Marcus still hadn't won back his family. Still lived in a small apartment. Still earned much less than before. But for the first time in years, he was truly alive. And most importantly, he was passing forward the rope that someone had thrown to him when he was at rock bottom. Marcus's story made me think a lot about one thing: sometimes, our greatest defeats become our greatest purposes. If you're going through a difficult time, or know someone who's fighting against any addiction, leave your opinion about this story in the comments. And share this video with someone who needs to know that it's always possible to start over, no matter how deep the pit is. Because in the end, our strongest foundation always comes from the moments when we thought we wouldn't be able to get back up. See you in the next video. And remember, you're stronger than you think.